Michelle here. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, it is just welcome. Welcome to another real estate video. And you guys, as you've seen by the title, I have sold my listing. My listing sold. Yes, it's been a long journey. And let me just say this, I had already filmed this part because the sale is done. Everything's closed and I've already gotten my commission. Everything is done. So I'm actually editing this video and I'm looking for my intro and I'm like, I accidentally deleted it. So I had to stop and pause and film an actual intro. Now to try to remember everything that I told you guys, because this happened like 40 days ago. So the house was on market 163 days, was it? Yeah, 163 days. And yes, that's a long time for a listing to be sitting. It's not like we didn't get any offers. We got offers. We had people checking it out. We had people calling, asking about it. And a lot of those people actually liked the house. One guy, an agent, he had his client go check out the house, and the client, he wanted it, but he wasn't happy with the floors, which the house is coming as is, and he didn't want to spend the extra money to redo the floors. Everything is negotiable in real estate, so I'm sure his realtor told him that, but he didn't want to put an offer in at all. So the house was sitting, and like I said, we had been getting offers. We had been getting a lot of lowball offers, and my seller, said no, absolutely no. Her words, not mine. And because as an agent, no matter what someone offers, I'm gonna tell her that offer, even though I know what she would say. By law, I'm required to present the offers to her. So that's what I did on every single one. And so the longer a house sits, you have investors looking at the property thinking, oh, let me make a low offer and see if I can get it, when they're gonna redo a few things and sell it for, a really high price. In my short experience as a realtor, that's what investors will do. So the way we price things as a realtor on RPR and in our MLS, we take the address of the house that's gonna be sold, compare it to the houses that sold for the last 3 months around that area. And for example, if the house is sold between $400,000 and $425,000, that's your price range to price the home, right? So Vivian's home, the average was $444,000. And so my lead thought that was kind of high. So she's like, let's do $399. So that's what we very first listed the house at. So we were getting people asking about it and showings and stuff like that, but not as much as what we wanted. We were getting it, but not as much. So dropped the house to $379 and we got more people coming. And that's when someone came and he didn't want to redo the floors, so he moved on. And then I talked to my seller again. I'm like, you know what? We know nothing's wrong with your house. And the way it is, even though, and if Vivian, if you ever see this, it's nothing against you. It's just what I was told and what I've learned. No matter how much money you put into a house, what you think your home is worth and what a buyer is willing to pay are two completely different things. The market doesn't care what you paid, what you need to make, how much you've invested in putting this upgrade, that upgrade. And yeah, that's just how it is, unfortunately. So a home is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it. So that being said, it had continued to sit. And then of course I was getting calls left and right from investors, and even though it was priced at, what we priced it at, they were like, oh, $300,000 or $250,000. And she was like, nope, absolutely not. And that's her choice, okay? And so then I get a call from an agent and she said, my client wants to see your home and, can we go in? So I gave her permission, and because it was on the lockbox so the realtor can get in. So I asked her, I said, please, when you're done, can you give me feedback and let me know what your client thinks? So about an hour and a half later, she called me and she said her client absolutely loved the home and she wants to put in an offer. Oh, let me go back a little bit. So remember I said we priced it at $399 at first, and then we went to $379, and then we put it down to $360 365. She wanted to sell a home, so she was tired of paying mortgage to an empty house every month. So yeah, I talked to her, she agreed. And so when the agent called me, she said my client wants to put an offer in. However, she has only been approved for 342,000. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna say no, of course. Let me talk to my seller and then I'll get back with you. So Vivian had a certain amount in her mind that she did not want to accept lower than, and that was 350,000. I knew this from the beginning. Now, was I going to tell everyone this? No, absolutely not. Even though, yes, if someone, when we first listed it, if someone, you know, gave her 379,000, she would have accepted it. But she didn't want to go lower than 350, and the floors do need work. She knows that, so she was willing to give a little wiggle room for the floors. But of course, I wasn't going to tell everyone that. I just present offers to her. So when she said 342, I'm like, okay, this is the closest we've gotten to someone actually getting close to what Vivian wanted. And this person who wanted to buy the house was a mom with 2 kids. So I'm like, this would be perfect for, you know, someone buying their first home, you know, this would be perfect. So I talked to Vivian, I presented her with the offer, and yes, it was, you know, less than the amount she had in mind. So I gave her a net sheet, and what that is calculations of basically what she's gonna get after the sale, after she pays me, after she pays the other agent, after she pays what she owes on her mortgage. So we did that, and then she took a couple days to think about it. So I was actually at the branding photos, what you guys already seen, and I get a text from Vivian and she says sell it. So I'm like, yes. So that's what I was so happy about towards the end of the video, or middle, whatever, when I said I'm gonna do some real estate things. I'll tell you guys about it later. That's what we were working on, getting everything signed and all the back end stuff like that taken care of or started. So yeah, so then I reached out to the other agent and I said, yes, have her submit a official offer, and that's what got the ball rolling. So yeah, you guys, but in the video that I filmed before, the intro, I was very, very emotional, and I think I even cried a little bit because, you guys, that house is was now, because it's sold, my childhood home, so to speak. I was there a lot. My kids were there, and that house, and I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it, that house had brought me so much joy. It was a place of comfort for me and a place of security and sanctuary, you know. The house was very special to me. So now let's go back from the video after I deleted my intro. So yeah. Hi guys, so it's another day and I'm actually on my way to the listing just to film a final video. We still have, I think we have 9 more days before it closes, something like that. But something's telling me to go now, that way I can just make my final goodbyes to the house. Y'all don't understand. I mean, I don't know if you ever had a place that meant so much to you, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. And so I'll see you guys when I get there. Okay, so I'm here at the house and there's actually some mail here. So just make sure her address isn't shown. I'm gonna text her to see what should I do with it because the name is unfamiliar. So 1 second, y'all. Okay, I just texted her. So to find out, should I leave the box outside or take it with me? I don't know. It's a name that I don't recognize. So anyway, yeah, saying my last goodbyes to the house. Okay, y'all, I turned my phone volume up, so if she calls, I will hear it. Let me show you. And if I can find pictures of me and my kids in this house, I will bring it up. But she had her couch there. And then when I first met her, remember the TVs that was on the floor? Well, her TV was there. Okay, and then later on, she had the TV here above the fireplace. And so then, like I said, her couch was here, and then she had another couch here, or sometimes she had a recliner there with a table. And then also there was 2 recliners right there. And then that was the dining room table over there. And then here, of course, and I gave you guys a tour of this when I did an open house here. Here's the bathroom, and this room right here was her daughter's bedroom, and this was Vivian and her husband's bedroom. And then, you guys seen the kitchen and everything, and doggy door. And here, this was the flower room where she did her business for years. And I worked out here. We had, you know, flower arrangements, eucalyptus and whatever going. And then that room right there, that was her son's bedroom. So yeah, you guys, yeah. I don't know, I just had to come get my final look because it's gonna get to a point to where I'm no longer allowed to enter the house. So yeah, I'm just trying to wait to see if she messages me back in time before I leave. I'm in no rush. I don't know, I'm just getting my last emotional whatever out the way. So, yeah, you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave the mail here, of course. So, yeah, you guys. I'm about to take off. And even though technically this is not the last time I'm going to be here, this is probably the last time I'm going to be in this house, because the next time I come, I'm gonna get my lockbox off, which you guys seen me getting in, and then my sign that's on the front lawn. So yeah, this will be my last time in this house. There's nothing I really have to do here, y'all. All of my kids have grown up here as well. This place was a house of safety for me, and it was comforting. She took me in and helped me during a really, really rough time in my life. Had it not been for this family, for Vivian and her family, I don't know how I would have survived my teenage years. I really don't, y'all. But it's going to a family, yeah. And I'm sure they're going to redo whatever they want to redo the floors, whatnot, and that's fine. Not everyone tastes the same, so. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. And like I said, this is not the last time I'm gonna be here, but this will probably be it for me being inside this house, so, okay. So, I'm really crying, y'all. This is the front of the house. You guys have seen the pictures, so yeah. Hi guys. So I thought I'd pop in and give you guys an update on everything that's going on. Today is April 8th. A lot of stuff has been going on that you don't see. All the back end stuff the signing of documentation. My seller signed papers, the buyer signed papers, I had to sign documentation. So stuff like that, that obviously I can't show you. So all that has been getting done and everything is in the process. We only had 2 delays, which the first one, and these aren't even really huge delays, and I'm so glad. The first one was when we got under contract, the buyer changed lenders, and that lender needed 30 days to do what they needed to do. We had to do an addendum and sign paperwork for that, so that was that. And then we were supposed to close on April 7th, which was yesterday, but on Sunday, we got another request to extend it until the 10th because the lender that they had before, that person left the company without notice. And now the new person that has the file has to go through everything again. So they needed a little bit longer. So that was the only delay. So we had to sign paperwork. Everything you have to sign. Anytime you make changes to anything in real estate, to the contract or whatever, you have to sign paperwork. So that's what we did. And so y'all, I posted a video on my TikTok, and I think I did it on I did it on YouTube as well, because anything I post on my TikTok for real estate, I will post to my YouTube shorts. So when you know it's clear to close, sorry, my door is open. That's the green light. That means underwriting gave the green light and all the documentations are signed, loan is approved, they met all the conditions, and so they can start, you know, making preparations to sign final documentation. So yeah, let me pull up the email so I can get it right. Okay, so like I said, today is April 8th and we are signing, by we meaning the buyer, they are signing on 4/9 tomorrow, and it's going on record on 4/10, which means that it has to go on record. So going on record, and I know what it means, but let me read to you the exact terminology. So going on record in real estate means the official registration of legal documents such as the deed and mortgage with the local county recorder's office to finalize a property sale. So when I bought my home, my realtor actually, when we closed, when I went on record, she was out of town. So a week before, the previous homeowners, they were okay with this. She got the keys for me because she knew she was going to be out of town. So she got the key out of the lockbox and she gave it to me. And she knew that, she knows how I am. I'm a rule follower to a T. So she told me, she said, do not enter that house until she lets me know everything is on record, you know, because just because I have the key, everything wasn't legal yet. Entering into the house would make me, you know, breaking and entering, I guess, I don't know. So once it got on record, she called me and let me know and said, everything's good to go. The home is yours, start moving in. So on this Friday, whenever it goes on record, that's when my accessibility to the house ends. So yeah, you guys, it's almost a wrap and I'm excited, I'm sad, I'm excited, and it's like, do I want to go to the house one more time just to get another look or whatever? But it's like, I already did that, I already said goodbye. So the next time I go there, you guys, I will be going just to get my lockbox and get my sign, and then it'll be done. And I'm sure from time to time I will drive by the house just to see, you know, if they painted, you know, the house or what changes they made to the outside, not to the inside, of course. By drive by, I don't mean like I'm gonna make weekly visits, meaning like, I don't know, every couple years and feeling the need to, oh, I wonder how, you know, Vivian's house is doing. Let me go look at it. And by look at it, I mean literally drive by, do this, and keep it moving. So yeah, that's the latest. And sorry I can't show you much, but it's a lot of, you know, personal information that, you know, I'm not gonna show. So yeah, okay, I'll be back when there's another update, but tomorrow should be the signing. So yeah. Hi guys, so today is April 9th and it's a little bit after 12, and I'm telling you the time because today is signing day for the buyer. So The other agent and I, we have been in contact mainly through text and email, right? The first time I actually spoke with her was when she called me after she and her client went to view the home, and she told me that her client wanted to put in an offer on it. She loved the home, all that jazz, right? So that's the only time I've ever talked to her on the phone. So I get a call today and I see that she's calling, and my heart just like started going thump, 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 whatever. And I'm like, please don't tell me there's a problem. Please don't. And so she got on the phone and she was like, we're almost there. I'm like, yeah, I know. But still my heart was doing this, right? And so then she said, there's been a tiny little problem. And then I'm like, oh. And I asked her what it is. And basically, long story short, the client, she was $40 short on her cash to close. And when she said that, at that moment, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, does she accept Apple Pay? Does she need a check? Does she need cash? You know, what can I do to get because I'm not trying to let 40 bucks stop, you know, my commission. So she said that she had even offered to give her the money for the lender, but with this particular lender, okay, let me try to explain this in a short version. So when you are in escrow, right, they know exactly how much money you have going in and out. When you're in escrow to buy a house, don't buy anything as far as furniture for the house. Don't go buy a new car. Don't do any of that stuff until escrow closes, because even something like 40 bucks can slow things down. So I guess she sold a car and something happened with her account or whatever where she was $40 short. So this particular lender, instead of somebody physically giving her the money or her borrowing the money from somebody, they need to have it come from the seller. So I had to call my seller, ask her to sign a paper that she's going to give her $40 in credits. Whatever, I will give my seller $40 out of my commission. We are not, it's 40 bucks, you know. So of course she approved it, got that paperwork signed, because anytime you change anything to the original contract, you have to add an addendum. So this was the third addendum. So anyway, that was signed. That was, you know, we got that done quick. And now they are at the office signing the final paperwork, and I'm hoping she'll send me a text or email, at least just let me know how that goes. So tomorrow we can go on record, and then funds will be dispersed. So yeah, you guys, we are almost there. Hi, so today is the next day. It is April 10th, and I wake up to this email because we all know, well, if you don't, you're about to know, real estate is not a 9-to-5 job. It actually can be, because I've heard from more seasoned agents that they set their phone to answer business calls between certain hours, and then once they go home, they don't even deal with the business, and which is fine, which is great with me because I'm so new to it. If I have a client and you have a question at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, go ahead and message me. I will most likely respond. But if it's like 9 or later, it's iffy, still message me. My phone is on silent, but I will get back to you first thing in the morning. And by first thing, I don't mean at first light. I mean when I fully awake and had time to, you know, to have my coffee. Anyway, so I wake up to this message. Hello all, great news. Buyers have signed today, which was yesterday. The originals will be overnighted back to her, the person who's writing the email, and I will keep you posted upon funding. So that was yesterday, and the originals being overnighted, that is because my brokerage is in Fresno, so they had to send it to Fresno. And then just now, I'm so excited, email that says, hello, great news. The lender has funded and provided authorization. The file has been released to record, and we will advise upon confirmation of recording. Y'all, it's almost completely done. And I'm getting emotional because it took a while, but it's almost done, y'all. Because once it records, it's probably going to record today. It's almost 1 o'clock. and once it records, it's a done deal. It's a wrap. And then yeah, almost, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, these are things that like I can't show you guys or whatever. I just have to give you certain, you know, the gist of it without revealing too much personal information. So yeah, you guys, yeah, I'll be back when there's something else. You guys, I just got a call from my escrow. Why am I crying? Why am I crying? We're on record. It's a done deal. Everything's, it's a wrap. It's done. I did talk to the other agent. She's on her way there now to pick up the keys for her client, and I'm on my way there to get the sign and a lockbox. So yeah, this will be the last time that I'm there, y'all. And funds will be dispersed on Monday. So yeah, let's go get my lockbox and sign. Bye-bye. No, it doesn't have. All right, y'all. I wanted to vlog me getting the block box, but the other realtor is here, so I didn't want to, you know, get her on the video or whatever. So yeah, y'all see my sign is in here. Okay, let's take off. Okay, you guys, I'm leaving. The other realtor called her client and she was actually on her way over, and I didn't want to make it weird by staying to meet her, even though I would have loved to meet her. And you guys seen I had to check my sign because make sure there was no creepy crawlies or anything in there like that. And when I pulled it up, I don't know if you guys can tell, but there are a bunch of bugs under there. Not the ones I don't like, thank goodness, but other ones. And I just had to shake them out of there. And it was mainly on the metal part, the stake. So yeah, that sign is filthy, and so is the stake or whatever. But yeah, you guys, I thought I was gonna be more emotional when I got here. I probably would have been had the other realtor not been here. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys me taking my lockbox off, but it's whatever, it's whatever. So yeah, you guys, it's a wrap. I sold my first house. It took forever. It took forever. But you guys, in my defense, and I know some other people's story may be different, and that's fine and great for them. You know, it's not my story, even though I wish it was. I still have to work a full-time job, and I'm not complaining. I thank God for my job, you know, so I can't hit the ground running on this. I mean, I do, but you get what I'm saying. I have other obligations, and I'm not able to spend all day making calls or doing stuff like that realtors do. I do have another listing that I'm co-agent with someone else, and you guys have seen that house already. So when that sells, I will let you guys know. And for my future sales, when it sells, will I do a whole video like this? Probably not. I did this one not only because it's my first, but this house is special to me. And I know I've said that 100 gazillion times, but that's because it's true, and I'm scared of this thing. I don't want it touching me because it's very dirty. Yeah. All right, you guys, so I am on my way home. Should I end it now? Yeah, I am just going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for being on this journey with me. If you did not see the first video where I got the listing and I put the sign up and all that, I posted the open houses, check that video out. I'll leave that link down below so you can see it as well. So yeah, you guys, I have officially sold my first home. So yeah. And on Monday, if tomorrow was a weekday, I would have my commission, but because it's the weekend, it'll go out on Monday. And I chose direct deposit because I am not trying to, number one, wait for a check from Fresno, because that's where my brokerage is, and I'm not trying to drive to Fresno just to pick it up. So direct deposit. So Monday, sometime Monday morning, Monday, some whatever, I will have my commission. So yeah, you guys, and I don't speak about finances on my channel. I just don't. I'm not comfortable with that. If you know what real estate agents make, then you should know where my commission is going to be. So yeah, you guys, that's it. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Thank you so much for watching. And you guys, guess what? I'll see you in the next real estate video. Bye.